Hello, welcome back. Last time I found the worst room in the entire hold. At least I hope it is. It certainly was pretty bad. Not this one. Yes, this one. Yep, it looked different because I didn't have this all carved up. I have heard that it's possible to get through this without letting any tar grow. It didn't seem like it to me when I was doing it, but I guess that's as believable as anything. Anyway, then I came over here and one more roomed in this room because I wanted a palette cleanser. So, I've arrived at the Iceworks section. Don't know what the theme is exactly yet, other than that there have been wubbas in both of those rooms. Both of the rooms I've seen so far. So I guess this is the room style transition marker? Yeah, that seems to be. Okay, hands and platforms. Alright. So, hi Wubba, I'm guessing I need you alive for some reason. Because it's a little too easy to just let you die on one of those. Why is not clear yet. What's the point of... what am I missing here? Oh, Wubba has to stand on that, that's what. Okay. What do you mean Wubba has to stand on that? Uh-huh. There's no way for that to happen. At least I sure don't see one. Okay, so I get a sword. I don't really get to turn. So I'm facing this way permanently. There's no real Wubba safety here. Also, he dies if I do anything? What? So I guess I can go like this. And this is my opportunity to change where I am in relation to him. Yeah, so what? How am I ever going to get anywhere near enough distance to have the Wubba hold that while I stab this? That's like 6 tiles away. Does this do something useful? Yes, it creates safe spots. Okay, I just need to turn. Okay, so how would I ever turn? Because it forces me to face this way. So I need a way to stash a Wubba somewhere on a non-killing tile. Hold on, why do I need the Wubba? To stand on this. Right, we've been over this. But I need to turn all the way around and face west in order to use this. That's when I can get my distance, get the Wubba there, and stab this. But how am I going to turn my sword? This has a checkpoint on it. That sounds important for some reason. Okay. Yeah, big deal, but I can't actually turn my sword. Actually, I think there is a way I can do that, now that I think about it. Okay, so this doesn't work. So I have a little bit of distance. There we go. I need to slowly get... well, no, then the Wubba dies if I do that. So maybe instead... what if I do that down here? So I get some distance. I can't keep it. So I managed to turn like this. Is going this way any better? No, it certainly isn't. Because if I turn there, that Wubba's just gonna... if I do anything at all here, that Wubba's just gonna die. I mean, okay, so I could do... so if I line myself up... no, lining myself up doesn't help. Okay, so that idea sure isn't working. There's nothing I can do to get a different sword direction. That's a hot tile, so no turning there. Those are ormites, so no pre-turning. Okay. So obviously this space is important for some reason. Doesn't seem like there's anything special I could do if I brought this thing over here, but maybe I'm wrong. So while you're there... Okay, so while you're there, I can get to this and then turn once, and then do this. There we go. I alternate between those two. Okay, I got it. Distance, and turn. Okay, this is semi-sustainable. Right here it's not, though. I feel like I went around the wrong way, but maybe I can get away with it. If I were to do this and then this. Yeah. Okay, so the reason I couldn't scoot over here and turn and then have the Wubba survive is because I couldn't step farther west. That's the aspect I was missing. Okay. Done. Whoops. Right, I need to oh, okay, so I need a different one for that. So go here first, then do this, then turn. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty cool puzzle. I like the way this worked out. So I need to do possibly this. Definitely that. Okay. Now you sit behind an orb. And then come out as soon as I'm ready for you. Which I think I am right about now. Okay, that's how you do that. That was creative. Alright, I'm glad we're back to interesting creative rooms. Yeah, Wubbas. This is a Wubba section. Oof! Brained Wubba's chasing me. What? Okay, first inclination is that I need them all to try to come in here. I can close this, and then... Alright, so all Wubbas have to be completely off me, so that I can get in this passage and stab that. Doing that is not a good idea. Alright, everybody over here. Okay, so the thing I can do is this. They'll step on that pressure plate, though, and then not have a way to me. So that's not what I want. What if I stood on that door? I don't see that as being useful. I mean, yeah, I could do it. And they'll still think they can get to me. But they still have a route through here. Unless this is just fast enough. Very unlikely. It's actually not too far off. Like 2 turns quicker and I could still, okay. Yeah, 2 turns quicker and I could still totally get out of there. So is that workable in some way? Or do I need to think about some other kind of routing? Hey. Like, obviously the ideal would be for Wubbas to end up in this space with that closed. And I think I can do that, can't I? No, how would that ever happen? Even if I could... Maybe if some were in this space, well then I couldn't get through here. So this does create a chamber where I can unbrain them. Alright, so what happened here was... Yeah, this is the best moving I can do here, and it ends with at least 1 Wubba in this passage, and any Wubba in this passage is too many. There's nothing I can do to slow them down coming out of there. Though maybe I could just sort of stash this one like someplace else. Okay, so this is going to be a messy solution, but I think it has some potential. Let's see, how would this work? So I'll run you around, get these kind of close to me. After I've given you the runaround for long enough, well, no, see, they have a brained path to that, and they need to have a brained path to that. They unbrain at some point. So my distance from at least one of the wubbas really matters there. So I suppose I could certainly just go ahead and close this, cluster them all up in such a way that they'll be now they're too close. The problem is I have no way to get distance anymore. Is that true? It might not be. It seems to be. I mean, I can get a little bit like this. Okay, sure. So if I'm efficient with my movements... I can accomplish basically nothing. Why am I trying to do any of this? See, I wanted enough distance away from them that I could be in here while they're up there. Well, see, but if I had that much distance, then it wouldn't even matter. I could just go in here from anywhere in the room. So no, I'm thinking about this wrong. Alright, so let's not try that dirty solution. There's something clever I'm supposed to do with this pressure plate to presumably get wubbas locked in here. If I had one wubba... if I had one assistant wubba out here with me, I think I could possibly, like, stick it here-ish, toggle that, shove it in here with the rest, because there's enough room to pack them reasonably far north in here and make room for a new one to come in, lock it in with this strangely shaped contraption. Okay, so if one wubba were braining to me to press that plate, all the rest were coming up this, then I would get trapped between the two of them. So I would need them to be in a situation where they think their best brained path to me goes through this. The only situation that exists like that is if Beether's either in here already, which he can do. I mean, yeah, so why couldn't I just bring them all with me? Okay, so I don't have distance. That's one problem with this. And that didn't actually lock anybody away at all. Okay, so if I'd gain some distance using this device... Well, here, you catch up first. I know I can get more distance. Whoa! Wait, I can... okay, I can change my distance like that. So, shuffle move order. Do some of this. Let them almost press that, but not quite. Come after me. Okay, move order has made you do that, but I do have... Yeah, but so what? Like, it's still... I can't close this. And I need to face another way anyway, and... yeah, I can lock a maximum of 1 in there. That's not enough. This is a hard problem for me to think about. Like, I don't understand the dependencies here, so let's understand them better. Alright, so... my condition for stabbing the brain is every wubba is locked away, or I have at least 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... at least 28 brained moves away from a wubba when I start down this passage. 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's not enough space for there to be 28 brained moves away. I mean, a room is nearly 28 tiles tall. It's what, 30? Something like that. 32. Okay. So I should know this. It's 36 by 32, right? 38 by 32. Like, I of all people should know off the top of my head how many tiles by how many tiles a DROD room is, but apparently I don't. So anyway. Right, so there's definitely no possibility of just getting a wubba far enough away that they'll stay off me while I go in here, stab this, and get out. That's partially true. Now hang on, it's actually only 14 tiles if they end up in a position like this, say, because they get unbrained and then can filter into here and stay out of my way. Okay, so 14 tiles of brain distance is much more possible than 28. Okay, but the more comfortable way to do it would be to have them all locked in this section. This is the only, between here and here, is the only section of the room that can be completely blocked off from everything else. Beethro himself can also go in there to unbrain the wubbas, but that doesn't seem especially useful. But the mechanisms to close both ends of this are too far away from each other for Beethro to be able to hit both ends of them at once to lock all of the wubbas in there. Even if I could have Beethro... Okay, yeah, and my plan for packing the wubbas in here from the south involves Beethro going in there himself, and that's the only way, because of the way this is shaped. It will always be shorter from any point on the map to here to not go through this. Because that's just an extra, unless the wubba's already in there, or Beethro is. Beethro going in here himself means either wubbas come from this way and block that off as soon as they step in, or they come from this way and force Beethro to step here. Neither of which seems too useful. Entering from another entrance does not seem like it would help. Like, these are pretty far away. I have to cluster them up first anyway, so another entrance might allow me to start... I mean, I've started pretty far away from wubbas at this point, but that doesn't seem like it matters. Yeah, this guy is way in here. So how am I supposed to use this, then? Like, this is a one-time... Okay, what about... Yeah, sure, what about something impossible? What about if Beethro were here, all the wubbas except one were here, one was out here, and walked in and locked that? That can't happen, because I can't get the wubbas to Beethro's north with, without stepping on this, right? Because there's no way I could convince them to come in here unless they're chasing after Beethro, who's up here. They would block that, and I don't want to step on this, so I can't use that. Alright, so that is not viable. So think of it a different way then. If I'm walking in, I don't have the opportunity to close this. Oh, wait! I figured it out. Oh, neat. Oh, I like this. What I was about to say was, if I close this with Beethro standing here, I can only get a maximum of 2 wubbas in. That's not true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they're all on top of the door, then they will all follow after me. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so just pack carefully. Ooh, this is interesting. That's almost... It's not quite what I want, but it's getting there. That's perfect. There we go. There we go. This doesn't help. Unless they were in a very different move order and I could space them out, then I would still only be cutting a few off there. Well, it almost seemed like a good idea. It feels like that's intentional, that I can do this. And I mean, having Bithro out here on the other side with them in that kind of formation is not exactly helpful, because while I can do that, they'll only the ones that are on the door will just jump off the door. Okay, so is it important that I can do this then? Doesn't feel like it, and I think that is a mechanism that will naturally mostly sort itself into turn order. Like, the best I could do... The most I could possibly lock in here at a time would be... Let's see. So there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So the most I could lock in with that method would be 2. 1 here and 1 here, if they were in perfect reverse move order. So I felt good about having that insight that I can pack them in there, but it doesn't feel like it's really helping me to be able to do that. Because that involves Bithro necessarily standing right next to them, and I can't get a bunch of extra distance then to zoom up here and hit this somehow. Unless one Wubba was outside and was coming after me, then he would just trap me here. So that's still no good. Well, you know what? I'm going to walk over here. Maybe this will make more sense later. Ugh. That looks like a horrible mess. I don't even want to look at this. I want to do a simple, easy, quick room, and then come back to that. And this looks like it might be a simple, easy, quick room. Navigate a Seep and a Wraithwing out at the same time. With only this many trapdoor drops. Well, okay, but those are okay, they go in reverse directions relative to each other. Okay. So what happens exactly if I do this? I'm going to get just the Seep and not the Wraithwing, probably. And then run out of trapdoors. Well, that doesn't seem like it's true. It seems like I'll get the Seep out and have enough trapdoors to get the Wraithwing too. Right? So there might be some Wraithwing chasing involved here. Since that's a thing I can do, however, that won't help me. It nearly does, but not quite. So what if I do Wraithwing first? Yeah, I can't really... I can get close enough to chase it a little bit, but not in any way that seems especially useful. There's no real obstacles I can create for it. Maybe from here, now that that's happening, I can start doing Seep stuff, but I can't. Yeah, see, Wraithwing takes 3 trapdoors to get, and the Seep takes 2. I need to somehow make the Wraithwing take less. I mean, there's more movement options for it, sure, but, like, any useful ones? I don't think so. Like, I certainly don't want to go up here and then straight back down, right? No, that just puts the Seep in the wrong direction. But doing this puts the Wraithwing in the wrong direction. So I need to somehow get more mileage out of both of these. Okay. They can't really get in each other's way. Initial starting configuration doesn't really seem like it matters that much. Yeah, a Seep and a Wraithwing have no potential to interact with each other. Unless, like, I could put the Wraithwing on a door somehow. There's no doors in this room. So this is just not enough trapdoors. So the fact that I can push a Wraithwing surely will come into the picture somehow. But this is shaped in such a way that it seems like it can't. Okay, so let's do Seep again. Seep first again. And see where that gets me. Because for the Seep, my only option is just to go around counterclockwise and get it out. I do that twice, and I get to stab a Seep. Great. There are no alcoves to let anything have a rest. So I stab that, I go back around, and I get the Wraithwing here. And I just can't avoid... Like, I can push it like that, and like that, but so what? That's not enough to get it out. Because if I went back around like this, it would follow. If I go around like this, then there's just not enough space. No other convenient stabby spots. Can send you all the way down there, but it doesn't help. Okay, so wait a second, look what just happened. Magic. Okay, that was dumb luck, but I'll take it. Alright, there's a teleporter. I think I was in that room once before. Alright, so... I need to understand this. What if I just sit quietly and stare at it for a while? Let's see what happens if I do that. Well, I sat quietly and stared at this for a while. A lot of things seem impossible. I counted the brained distance around this track. It's 29 tiles from here back to here in either direction. Best I can figure out at this point, the only thing that looks like it might work at all is if I could get the Wubbas all clustered up on me, sorted into a reasonable movement order so they stay clustered. Get some distance somehow. So if I get around here, let's see. Huh, they split apart like that. That's mildly interesting. Okay, so this is how I can get some distance. So with that amount of distance, they'll follow me around like this. I think this is the opposite of what I want. They all sorted themselves into that movement order, which is interesting. So then, if I had the opposite movement order, I think I could go in... Yeah, hey, why did you... Oh, because that's closer. Of course it is. Yeah, okay, so let me see if I can get the opposite of that. So if they were to actually... Alright, so I split them apart somehow, which was interesting. Half went north, half went south. Alright, so that's a better sorting order. Not perfect, but better. Can I get a little more... Okay, it's getting worse, I think. Yeah, okay, I'd rather they were sorted a little bit differently. And I should go around the other way. So if I just sort of mess with brain things for a while, keep them close-ish to me, won't they just kind of naturally sort into the optimal movement order to stay as close to me as they can? I mean, mostly. This guy's way back here, though. They're Wubbas, so they move like rock golems, so they're kind of... You know, they're how they are. So if I come around here... That's decent sorting. But no, that only gets me a tiny little bit of distance. Okay, so for some reason... Wow, and then that happens. Ah, of course, because they sort themselves going in there, but then... Okay, so with this reverse sort... Let me carry them all the way around here. Back around like this. Then I'm going to reverse it again, but that won't work very well, will it? Well, maybe. What if I do this first? So I'm going to go there, then they split. That's not what I want. I want them not to split as I do this. This is not what I want. Because they've done that and unbrained themselves, and now I have 0 distance. So what I was trying to do was to get a little bit of distance on them, walk through here, step on that to get more distance, continue around this way so that they follow me at that same distance, have enough distance that I could go in here, stab the brain, and as they become unbrained, they would filter into here, because I only need 14 tiles for that to happen, right? Something like that. Okay, so splitting actually did kind of work to my advantage right there. So I have this much distance. I'm facing the wrong way, though. Can I do this facing another way? Of course I can. This is a better way. And then I need to turn north. It'd be better if they were packed together tighter. Also, I have to do something awkward here. I guess I should have turned at a different time. Okay, so they're following me, and no, that doesn't even come close to working, does it? Alright, so those 3, let's pretend those are the only 3 wubbas. If those were the only 3... then they would still manage to trap me here if I did it like that. But what if I did it a different way? Like I go around here... Whoa. Okay, that's not really ideal. So if I do one of these... Again, pretend the last 3 wubbas in line are the only ones. No, they still all trap me. And I can't... See, as you saw when I was going around here with all the wubbas following me, with that amount of distance, like, I can very easily split them and have one come around the other way. So that's not what I want if I want to just get enough distance to stab the brain. Like, I think I've run through this enough times that I've determined it's impossible to actually trap wubbas in here. Because... yeah, because this is one way only. I can only ever go counterclockwise around this. There is no possibility whatsoever to go clockwise around this. That's a hard stop there. Essentially, there's a force arrow here facing north. Essentially. But it's a brain invisible force arrow facing north. So if I think about it like that... No, sorry, facing south. Brain invisible force arrow facing south here. Kind of. But it's like a really long force arrow that stretches all the way from here to here. So yeah, the only use this seems like it has to me is just getting extra distance. Like if I have completely perfect alignment, Beathrow arrives here as all 6 wubbas are spooled up in these exact 6 spaces. Well, then how much distance do I have? I can measure this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so Beathrow has stood there. This wubba has already moved back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I can confirm that's not enough. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Although on the move that I stab the brain, they become unbrained. but it's the distance from here that matters. So yeah, when B throws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I suppose that does line up, but it requires just absolutely perfect execution. And like, move order reverses. If I have them going in here in a perfect line, they'll come out in a perfectly staggered line. This might be a room I have to come back to. There's probably, if I were to guess, there's probably some simple trick that I just am unable to see here because this is so hard to think about that would make everything much easier than what I'm trying to do. So I think I've ruled out distance-based solutions, but the thing is, haven't I also ruled out cage-based solutions? Like, I cannot cage these wubbas. They're uncageable, because I can't toggle this orb and step on this at the same time. They're way far apart from each other, far enough that every single wubba can escape from any confinement that I put them in by the time I get from one to the other, and they're brained, so they'll always take the fastest way out of confinement. So again, unless I have an assistant wubba that's somehow way ahead of the... Okay... Okay, no, I keep thinking of situations where, like, B-throw is here and a bunch of wubbas are already in here, but that's impossible. The only way to get wubbas in here is from south to north, with B-throw to their north. They cannot pack in from this angle, and if B-throw's down here, then I can't just shove them in here some other way. Unless they're unbrained... Oh, hold on. I need to try something. What if I just stick, like, one wubba at a time in here? Because there is a way to unbrain them. Wubbas, here, get up there. So we got that guy in there. I mean, okay, he's not unbrained, but he's going up there. Hey, this might work. Ah, pack one in at a time. So I've done that. That dude's coming for me. Oh-ho. So that's the assumption that was wrong. I can actually pack more wubbas in there. Ah, this is what I needed. Oh, this is cool. Okay, let me use this time efficiently. Get around to the other side before they decide it's quicker to go through there, which is already too late. Okay, well, yeah, they can just move by one at a time. Well, not like that. I'll let them move by a few. So I want you to decide your best path to me is... Okay, but I think I mean, you can see what I'm going for here. This is seemingly viable. So I will have one wub... No, this just gives me distance. It gives me enough distance, though. Right, so I won't completely encase them, but I'll get far enough away that it doesn't matter. There we go, that's 4. Yeah, this is repeatable. 5. 6. Neat. That's how you do it. Okay, I figured it out. Wow, that was kind of weird. Very clever. Had to be fairly exhaustive and rule out so many possibilities before I worked that one out. And I mean, I thought I'd ruled that out, but then I looked at it and saw another way. I still liked my my solution of packing all 6 into this space and bringing them after me. That was neat too, but it didn't ultimately lead anywhere. Okay, phew. Man, I did not think... Yeah, I did 3 rooms. Yow. Okay, I found the hard section of the hole, or at least the section that's going to give me trouble because I'm not good at thinking with wubbas. Apparently. Alright, see you next time for more of these.